He describes one of his dear friends as an idiot who had a drink, got behind the wheel and killed himself in a car accident. As a way of confronting the issue, Jesse McCartney's new album features Invincible, a graphic, angry song about drink driving. It's
a song about the invincibility of youth, a song he wants his hundreds of thousands of fans to listen to and learn from. Good morning, Jesse McCartney.
Morning, Jesse. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Pretty honest song, isn't it?
It is. It is. It took a while, actually. It happened like about 3 years ago, and it took a while for me to actually kind of jump into that mode of... It took a while to even think of writing a song like that. It was just too hard. He was a dear friend, and it was sad because it wasn't surprising getting that phone call, you know, because it was somebody that kind of just lives that way. I mean, he was young, but he was just he always was on the edge, like, all the time. But when it happened, it was just, I mean, once I did decide to write the song, it wasn't only closure, but it was also, like, it was a way of being able to talk to the, you know, thousands of fans out there who are, you know, around the same age and eventually will go through something like that.
So the event occurred 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So you would have been, what, 16 at that?
About 16.
When you heard that, although you weren't surprised, how did you feel when you did hear it?
I was, you know, I was in shock. I mean, you know, it was right after school one day, and I got a phone call, and it happened within walking distance of my house. Yeah. And the sad part was he was maybe a mile, maybe like a kilometer away from his home. Yeah. And it was just, yeah, drinking and I was going too fast and just driving recklessly in a brand new car, and he spun out of control. And
you mentioned it in the song that you drive past it all the time.
All the time, every day. I mean, when I lived in New York. I grew up in New York. I moved to LA about 2 years ago. But whenever I go home, it's just to get around, I drive past the street every single day. And yeah, man, not a day goes by I don't think about it. But you know, if there's anything I could do, you know, I thought about it. Said it's definitely an important, you know, idea and something I wanted to convey to my audience, just because a lot of them will have the opportunity to make that decision at some point.
Yeah, no, it's very responsible. What did his family think?
I don't know for sure, actually, that they I mean, I believe now. I mean, I imagine that they know that the song. I haven't really spoken to them, but I'm sure it's heartbreaking to hear, but
you'd suspect that they probably have a not dissimilar feeling to you.
I'm sorry?
That they probably have a similar feeling to you.
I'm sure, you know. I mean, it was a big family, but at the same time, he was like a heart to that family. Like, he was just like the spirit of the family, and everyone in school, like he was always a punk, but like there was a warm spot in everyone's heart for him. You know, even the teachers wanted to hate him, but they couldn't. Yeah. He'd show up to class, and he'd show up 10 minutes late to class, and he said, you know, oh, sorry, I got caught in traffic, and everyone would laugh. And he was just a good kid. He just made a really, really bad choice that he didn't get through, unfortunately.
Let's move on. Your previous record, Beautiful Soul, it sold massively around the world. I mean, and strangely, it sold in places like Italy, the Philippines, Taiwan. Why do you think that happened?
I don't know.
Why do you connect in places like that?
Who knows, man? No one knows. That's what's so crazy about music.
So have you visited those places as a result of the success of the record?
Right now, I've just been on about a 6-week promotional tour. Australia is actually my last stop, but we started in the UK and then went throughout Europe. Went to Italy and Spain and Germany, and it was incredible. And then we just got back from Asia, where we visited Taiwan and Japan, and yeah, man, the fans all over the world, it's crazy.
How bizarre is it to go to a place like Taiwan and do a promotional tour there? I mean, because you'd have interpreters, I'd imagine. Yeah,
I mean, it's very hard to communicate, obviously, because of the language barriers, in all the Asian countries, really. But it's interesting, you know, culturally, it's so different, you know, it's like stepping into a whole other universe. Yeah. But...
And how did you find the arias the other night?
Yeah, man, what a great time. I had such a great time. One of the best times I've had an award show in a very long time.
Oh, come on, you're just being kind.
No, I swear.
Did you, and who impressed you there?
Wolf Mother, man.
Yeah?
Serious rock stars.
Had you heard of them before?
Yeah, first time I saw them on Jay Leno, which is, you know, like
Big Tonight Show.
Huge Tonight Show.
In the States.
And they killed it, man. They were just, you saw that you couldn't take your eyes off the screen. And then I heard they were performing. I was really, really excited.
Well, the new record of yours, Right Where You Want Me, is you've got some amazing players on this record. You've got Kenny Aronoff, Pino Palladino. What's it like to step up and play with those guys?
Oh man, it was, you know, especially Kenny. Like, he sat down on the drum kit and just wailed, and it was really too surreal to be,
because he's a legendary drummer, isn't he?
Legendary drummer, and he played on a couple tracks, and I worked with John Shanks, who, you know, he's produced everyone, Melissa Etheridge, John Bon Jovi. He just did Rod Stewart's classic hits record. And he, you know, definitely brought more of a rock, you know, vibe to the album. It was incredible.
Is it overwhelming for you though when you go into a studio and you guys like that? I mean,
sometimes it's a little intimidating. I mean, you just kind of, you know, you're thrown into it, you know, and you kind of have to find that that comfort zone with that person pretty quickly. I mean, and a lot of the time it was, you know, it was totally cool. John was an amazing person. Kenny's a great guy. But they really, you know, they really catered to, you know, whatever your sound was, and they work with many different people. I guess they have to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next for you? I hear Hollywood's a knockin'.
Well, Australia's the last stop of this 6-week promotional tour, and I go back to Los Angeles. Probably gonna turn the phone off and just sleep for a couple days.
Yeah. But I hear there's a little bit of something going on there. There might be some auditions.
Well, you've done a movie, haven't you?
I'm doing. Yeah, I did a film at the end of last year. It was an independent film called Keith that I just saw actually the final product, and it was really well done. It's serious love story, kind of, but somewhat. It's a very bittersweet. It's a very dramatic film, and went to Cannes, the trailer, and got picked up for distribution overseas. Hopefully spring of '07 you'll see that.
Right.
But after this record, I plan on doing a couple more films, definitely.
Great. Good. We look forward to seeing them. Lovely to meet you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
For your time.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back after this.